OTAN, Outreach and Technical Assistance Network.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for all the support that you've given us over the past 2 years. We're Torrance Adult School. This is Ryan Whetstone, our esteemed principal. This is Meredith Tait, our esteemed TOSA and teacher in our English as a Second Language department. And I'm Hilary Estes, a teacher and TOSA in our high school diploma, so we call it ABE ASE department. We want to start by giving a shout out to all of you in the room. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the leaders, like the L and DLAC, both in this room, in this program, and especially back at our site. A special shout out to Dr. Wayne DeLeo, our director, who sent us here, who gave us the encouragement and support both to apply and during the last 2 years. We really, really appreciate it. Also, thank you for funding all of the professional development that we've done with staff. We really appreciate that, as do they. Thank you to our extended DLAC team, our whole leadership team back at Torrance, specifically Armando Chavez and Ryan de la Vega, our department heads. We call them resource teachers in our ABE, ASE, and ESL department. And finally, shout out to Susan Coulter back there with her camera, our DLAC coach who has kept us on track and guided us through these last 2 years. So all of the leaders here, we are so excited to be here with you. And thank you for the support you've given us. Oh, also most importantly, thank you to our families back home. You might see some cameos in our slides, so see if you can spot this. All right, so today we will give a little introduction about who we are. We'll talk about the goals that we created during our first site plan. We'll talk about how those changed during our DLAC journey and where we plan to go from here, because it gives us deep, deep anxiety to think about doing all these 2 years of work and then not continuing it. So really, we also really would love to hear your feedback about, our next steps in our plan. So we are from Torrance Adult School, medium to large, apparently, size adult school in Southwest Los Angeles. We have about 3,000 students, a little more than half are ESL, about 10% are in our career technical education, and the rest are our high school equivalency ABE students. We have a pretty diverse campus. Okay, so if we think back, way back machine, right, to our first year of DLAC, right, we knew that we didn't want to go back to the dark ages after COVID, and so we signed up for DLAC with the encouragement of our fellow leaders and peers at our campus, and we created this site plan. We learned a lot about leadership. It really helped us clarify our digital integration plan. It helped us think about what the needs were on our campus and what we could do to meet the needs of all our stakeholders, students and our staff. We developed collaboration skills. We learned so much from Dr. Porter about leadership and from all of you as we learned about your journeys. One thing that really stood out to us among all the frameworks and great ideas that we got was the strength-based communication and strength-based implementation plan. We continue to come back. We put these away and then we bring them back and realize that they tell us so much about our personality. I like to learn a lot of stuff. I'm strategic. Ryan is super balanced, so he can do anything that you ask him to do, right? And Meredith has a good balance of the learner stuff that I know and being gentle and wonderful with people. So that's how we work together. And then we're that's what we think, but Meredith thought maybe we should put it into AI because that's the world we live in, right? So a couple days ago, she put it into ChatGPT and asked it how should we work together? And thankfully, we're what if we were doing it wrong this whole time, right? But the large language model, right, that has learned itself on the internet has told us that we are actually, these strengths actually are informing the things that we've been doing, so we're okay.
You answered that question in AI.
Meredith did, and smartly, Meredith asked ChatGPT if it knew what Piston was before she did this, so that was good, and it did yes, and we know it's not some sketchy thing that Dr. Porter made up, so that's it. so as we're learning about all these things, standing in our strengths, thinking about how to positively reframe all the annoying stuff that happens in our lives and in our school, we came up with some goals, right, where we thought we were going. Right? So most importantly, we wanted to keep our digital integration going. We didn't want to go back to the Stone Age, right? And we wanted to make sure our students that were preparing to go out in the world, and the staff members we're keeping with us and working with every day had a strong digital resilience, right? Because as we all know, when you're trying to do technology stuff, it always breaks, and that's okay, right? And we wanted to be able to our video didn't work when we did our PD presentation, right? We just hey, digital resilience practice, right? And we wanted to build that attitude throughout all the work that we were doing, right? And we wanted to make sure it was back to the Stone Age. We're how do we do this? So we learned about all these great tools and all these opportunities for using digital stuff in the world, right? And we sort of looked at what we were doing, looked at where we were, and realized that many of our stakeholders, our students, but also our staff members, right, maybe didn't have all the digital skills that they needed in order to access those things and use them effectively. So we thought, all right, before we go, I am the one who wants to jump into let's go to the moon, let's build this space station in our classroom, let's go right now. And then Meredith was no, people don't know how to turn the computer on, so let's start there. And so we decided to use the North Star Digital Literacy curriculum across our campus with our staff and our students. So for those of you who have not heard us talk 1,000 times, North Star Digital Literacy is a program that's quite comprehensive. It has both public and more things that you can do if you sign up as an agency. It has online lessons and online assessments, and they also have a really nice, really well-designed curriculum that teachers can use in the classroom that's designed for ESL students, intermediate, and above. We also had some other things in our plan. We had a high flex program in our ABE ASC department. We wanted to keep that going, do some professional development around it, and maybe pilot it in ESL. And we knew that, like many of you, the learning management system, Canvas, was coming, right? And in order for our students to really be ready for our local community college and other higher ed opportunities, we wanted to start getting this going on our site. So we weren't sure exactly what to do, but we said we wanted to have some pilot around Canvas. As we moved into the second year, we had our Ideal 102 class that gave us an opportunity to really reflect on our plan, on what we had learned, what we were doing, and hear some great advice from all of our colleagues here. Right, so it helped us reflect on what we were doing, answering others, questions, and we got really great advice for which we thank you all and continue to thank you all about implementing Canvas at our site. All right, now Meredith is going to talk about some of our accomplishments. Yes, that is my baby. Oh, no.
So, happily, we do have some great accomplishments to share and to celebrate. So, thank you, baby. So, a lot of the focus in the last 2 years really in our ongoing digital journey has involved Whetstone, as Hilary has explained.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Definitely.
Good.
Has involved our North Star pilot. After we found out about it at DLAC, or found about the pilot, we decided to explore that more, and after some initial sort of activities with our staff, we realized that we really have potential for developing or ensuring foundational skills for the staff, certificated and classified, as well as all the students, so school-wide initiative. So in fall, we kicked it off, and then winter 23, we became an agency, which gave us access to all the curriculum and the tracking assessment features, which really sort of opened it up for us. We really committed to it. Then in spring and summer, we initiated our tech cafes. We brought that back, a very successful program of regular Friday paid 2-hour sessions where staff could work on their own schedule, in their own time towards the goal. And the goal was to complete 4 units, selected units, by the end of June. Computer basics, internet basics, email, and Google Docs, because we're a Google school. We also had training in June. OTAN came for one of their on-site visits. We had quite a few, thanks to OTAN. And, that was great. We did training for 30 teachers and instructional aides. And at this stage, I also want to reiterate what Hilary said, that we've had fantastic support from everybody throughout, from our admin, Dr. Guido, Principal Ryan, our staff really stepped up. OTAN came Whetstone and Dr. Torrance, we really feel supported, and it's been great. So here are a couple of stats just to show how our staff did. All of the 48 staff who in that first year did complete and pass basic computer skills. I have to admit, the last one just finished a couple of minutes ago. Probably finished. Those people who are generally know that that was the goal. We met that goal. Nearly all the staff completed the 4 required units. More than half the staff completed the proctor training, which is really great because when we implemented the second year in the classroom, everybody knew about it. And having the instructional aides learn about it was really great. They have been a foundation to success, I have to say. Really supportive and worked well with everybody. So in the second year, as I said, we focused mainly on ESL, that's our largest population, and levels 3 to 6, because North Star is written at classes level 2, 11 and up. So that maps onto levels 3 to 6 ESL. So with the assessments, we focused on them. Levels 1 and 2 is optional, up to the teacher, how to include the curriculum, the lesson, and how they can adapt it. So we have a few statistics for how that's gone. In the first term, which was the longest term, all, and that's significant really for ongoing goals of North Star. 83% passed in winter, 82% passed, and right now with our email topic, it's still underway. They're just sort of completing the proctored testing now, and it's looking good. Must be an easier topic, or we really got this down, but so far the numbers are a bit better, 88% so far. We also have one pilot IET class with one dual credential teacher, and they're doing this experimental, doing different units, and then one tech-related co-op. I'm not going to play the tape, we're just going to talk about Esmeralda. Her story is very representative of our students. So, when she came in, she was scared of computers, anxious, nervous, didn't really want to do anything with it. But with the teacher's encouragement and lots of practice, she began to learn things and her confidence grew, and she gained self-esteem, and then she could see the value of it in her personal life and also outside civic work. And that story is true for a lot of students and even some staff. So it really confirmed for us the value of North Star. While we were doing North Star, our Canvas goal, our Canvas journey was also ticking along. And in fall last year, we had OTAN training, and again in winter. So thank you again to OTAN for showing up for us. And now we have one pilot ESL class. The teacher has taken everything from a Google site to Canvas, and she's running the course through that, and she's developing it more and more, and she intends to continue that in fall. And our leadership team has committed to expanding Canvas licenses. And AEASC, there's a math and reading skills pilot that's still under construction, and that is going to start in fall. With HighFlex, we maintained our modality, but we decided not to put more energy into that, and instead we did a big pivot to AI. Surprise! That has really sort of, got everyone's attention. And this slide represents a lot of the tools that staff are using for themselves or with students. And we do have one pilot, a PACE AI pilot into ESL classes. So that wasn't one of our original goals, but it has become one. And I would just like to say that our DLAC experience has really given us really good skills, we feel, for navigating and the whole AI world. It's not quite so scary and intimidating. We feel we can do this with your support, so thanks again.
But it turns out that we did face a few challenges on this road to getting all these things done. I know, shocking, right? So some of the main things that we dealt with. We're managing our expectations, communication with staff. Do you have to do North Star? How much? When? Is Meredith going to come and help you right now in the middle of class? All those things. Balancing the needs of our more, reluctant and more enthusiastic staff members, and managing all these projects similarly to what many of our other colleagues are working on. Right? So what are some of the lessons we sort of remember, right? That in every group, somebody's going to be really excited about the new technology. Some is like, all right, I'll experiment with that. I don't know. Some are a little more skeptical, and some throw themselves down in the rain and cry. But you get them there. You get them to stand back up, and they pass computer from the whistles. Yes. All right. And with this whole process, some of the kind of lessons we're taking away as we're finishing up these 2 years and getting ready for the future of the project, right, is that we need to go slow and steady to win the race, right? Again, coming back to our Clifton strengths and our personalities. Some people had to be telling some other people this a lot, right? But we have to take baby steps and we have to celebrate them. And that sometimes less is more, right? The world is full of so many cool digital tools that you just want to do right now, right? And sometimes just focusing on the things that people really need to make their lives better, right? Rather than everything that might be cool to me. Right? And through this, right, our persistence leads to progress. And sometimes for all of our new folks who are thinking about DLAC, sometimes you just need to jump right in, right? Sign up for DLAC, commit yourself to doing something big. And now our esteemed administrator, Principal Ryan, is going to tell us about where we're going, how we're not going to give up on all the work that we've been doing over the last 2 years.
Thank you, Dr. Hilary. Okay, I know our time is winding down. I'm looking at the timer. So you can see where we're going, and I think the biggest piece I can say is that we have a very solid plan, and participation in DLAC has really given us a framework to move forward. They brought us tools, they brought us financial support, access to programs, opportunities to pilot, training to do all of this. And it laid a foundation for this plan moving forward. So you can see we're moving forward with North Star, that we're moving forward with Canvas and shifted into AI. I saw everybody lean forward when they saw that AI slide. So that's where you can see where everybody's interest is as we're moving forward. With North Star, it is fully integrated. I cannot commend Meredith and Hilary enough for how they brought forth North Star to our campus. That was every staff member, certificated and classified, that did the North Star curriculum. So to get 100%, it wasn't just people. That was really powerful, and that all of our teachers used those lessons. And now we're going to this space where every teacher will do at least one module of North Star next year. And we're looking to dig deeper into how we can align North Star by lessons and elements into the civics curriculum so teachers can pick and choose and fully integrate North Star into their regular instruction. So it's very powerful for us as we move forward. Okay, Canvas. So as the state goes, so goes Torrance. And we did jump on last year to be part of that pilot or that program to get the licenses through OTAN for Torrance Adult School. And we've been piloting it with our teachers now. We have one that's really into the weeds, several into the weeds of it right now. And we expect them to be our trainers going forward. Thank you to the trainers that came to us, Karen, Christina, Christy Reyes, that came out to our site, Anthony Burke as well. Anthony, we're just woven with Anthony. But just awesome. So I see Torrance being one of the trainer of trainers soon moving forward, the way we're looking to go. So you can see our plan that within 5 years, 80% of our instructors will have Torrance integrated as the LMS for their classes. And we see the not only the potential of it, but the reality of it. And thanks again, I have to say it, to OTAN for their financial support moving forward, because there was a project where they can cover it for the next 2 years. That's going to our board Monday night for approval. So we're looking forward to that. Right there? Okay, I hear music. My timer telling me to shut up. But no, the support needed. I just talked about the support. So you can see that all those pieces are there. I have to circle back to Dr. Wayne DiUlio, our Director of Adult Education for Torrance Adult School, Torrance Unified School District, that he said, go for this, and supports us every step of the way, and really wants to bring the best to our students that we serve, especially through technology and integrating it into the digital culture of our school. So we'll continue with our support. The financial support is going to be there. We will make the financial investments to carry any of the tools forward, work with OTAN for the trainings. And this gathering, this opportunity for professional development has been invaluable for us. We always say that there's so little adult training for adult educators compared to the K-12 side of the house. So we have to take every opportunity to participate when we can. And we cannot miss this. So DLAC has helped us strengthen our skills. You can see where we're going. We have our vision for our future. They already talked about it. Our first year basically gave us the tools. We learned the foundation, fully integrated for the second year, and really let us know that we can move forward. So thank you all, OTAN, Netta, Renee, the entire staff that has just worked with us, Susan, just with us every step of the way, that we will remain connected with OTAN and all of you as colleagues to continue to move our practice forward. And if I could just make my pleas to you all, is to continue to dig deep and move forward to support our adult educators. My former principal is here, and it makes me feel, I can't even describe how much it matters that you stay involved and you keep growing your campus and supporting your teachers and your staff and growing yourself and taking advantage of every opportunity. And if you're not leaders right now, become the next generation of leaders for adult education. So she looks at me, and I was her teacher, and now I'm here, and I look at you, and I say, please continue to advance the practice and keep adult ed strong. So thank you, OTAN, and DLAC team members, reach out to us, we'll connect with you. Thank you all.